Hello guys, thanks for joining me. Today I'm going to show you something a little bit different, and I bought this in a local charity shop not that long ago. And as you can see, it's a figurine. It's a girl with a basket full of chicks, and the German name for it is Küchenmädchen. Küchen is the German word for chicks, and it is made by the German or Bavarian company of Goebel, and they were based at Rödental in northern Germany, or northern Bavaria even. These were very, very popular with U.S. military families who were stationed in Bavaria, and they were very popular from the 1960s through to the 1980s. They're more or less worthless nowadays, more or less. The company went bust. I don't think the company is in existence anymore. We as a family actually visited the company. You were able to go and visit the factory and see the production line, and also they had a large shop. And my mother loved these figurines. They were made in very many different poses with both male and female, or boys and girls. And as I say, this one here is the chick girl, and it's probably something that you wouldn't really look at twice if you went into a charity shop. I recognized it for what it is, just as I say, because my mother collected these when I was younger. Anyhow, it's a surprising item for me to find up here. As I say, the company went out of business back in the 2000s, but they've been around for quite a while before that, and they started making these figurines in 1935. And they're called Hummels. It is actually signed Hummel here on the side. Here you can see the H.J. Hummel. Hummel is the name of the woman that started off these figurines. She was a nun, a German or Bavarian nun, and she painted these figurines of children, and the company turned the paintings into 3D models, as you can see here. As I say, the factory that these figures were made, they were made in Rödental, which is near Coburg. And when I picked it up, I got a very big surprise, and you can see the markings on the bottom here. First of all, you can see in size 57, that is the model number for the figure. But more importantly, there's a WG under a crown mark there, and also an incised one here. And that tells me this is the earlier ones. As I say, these were made from 1935 onwards. But this is a 1935 to 1940 made figurine. So it actually fits into my Third Reich collection. It is a Third Reich home front item. So as I say, the WG for Wilhelm Goebel is marked down there. And that incised mark, these marks were used from 1935 up until 1949. So how do I know it's not a post-war made figurine? As I say, these were made from about 1935 up until 1940. Then the war obviously stopped production, and then the figures were reintroduced in 1946. And as I say, they use a same marking up until 1949, when the marking was changed. Well, the reason I know it's a wartime or pre-war item is because there's no stamp here saying U.S. zone or made in U.S. zone. Once the war finished, the U.S. military took administration of Bavaria, so it was a part of the American zone of occupation. So all post-war figurines would have had made in U.S. zone written on the bottom or printed on the bottom, which this one doesn't have. So that tells me it's a pre-war figurine. There's also a mark there. It's an E. The E is the monogram of the person that actually painted the figurine. And looking on the internet, the E tells me it was painted by somebody working at the factory between 1935 and 1940. So that again tallies. So as I say, quite a nice little item from the pre-World War II Third Reich period, made sometime between 1935 and sometime around 1940. It's quite a nice item anyhow. It'll be part of my Third Reich collection. It's in very good condition, as you can see. There's no damage to it at all, considering the age of it. The post war figurines had a slightly brighter paint job on them. This one here is a lot paler, again, reflecting the time that was painted. But it's quite a nice figure. So that's a girl there. She has a face there looking down at the chick that she's feeding. So anyhow, I'll leave it at that. Just a quick look at a charity shop purchase, taking me back to the Third Reich period. Anyhow, as always, thanks for watching, and bye for now.